My podcast today deals with CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education. Now, this name is very recognizable, and it touches the lives of lakhs and lakhs of students, educators, institutes, and consequently our country. It is one of the most prominent boards of a country and has a lot of scope and ambit. I have seen CBSE from very close quarters and have a very long association with it. As a child, I studied from a CBSE board school, and my father has had a very long stint with CBSE, Dr. D.V. Sharma, as Secretary, Council of Boards of Secondary Education, COPSE. He worked with Mrs. Ribello, Mr. Khandelwal, Mr. Vinit Joshi, Mr. Ganguly, and many others. And my takeaway after observing all of them was that these are people who are absolutely committed to the cause of education and to bring up the quality in our country. They have been working beyond office hours without break with total single-minded devotion. I've also had the pleasure of working with Dr. Pragya in CBSE Rouse Avenue, and I've seen her work tirelessly, without a breather, without eating, just to bring about a qualitative change into CBSE. Many a times I've heard her say, if not now, then when? We need to raise the bar. Yes, we do need to raise the bar, but I see many impediments as well happening. What I see is the common perception of people about CBSE is, or basically I would say educators or students, is it's a humongous body and it doesn't have its ear to the ground. It doesn't know what we want. It is arbitrarily passing orders to us, which is far from the truth, because I know there's a lot of churning going on inside CBSE. But the problem is the scope and ambit, not only of CBSE but also of our country, with such a variety of children in far-flung rural areas and tribal areas and metropolitans and other B-grade cities. There's such a difference and such a variety. To be able to have a common yardstick for everybody is nigh impossible. The second thing is our educators, the kind of teachers we have. Everybody will vouchsafe for the fact that many schools in far-off areas, or even not so far-off areas, have teachers who are not competent enough, who do not know their subject well, who are not dedicated to the profession. Every child deserves the best teacher that one can get. And because of this, when you have not had a good educator, a good teacher, how can you be at par? Something needs to be done, though I know there are exams like CTET to overcome the system, but the ground results are yet to be felt, and the quality of teachers is continuously thing which makes us others feel challenged while we are interviewing teachers and trying to recruit some of them. All principals would agree with me that there is a huge gap in demand and supply of quality teachers. The second thing I fail to understand is the pass percentage concept. It seems that if you do not know 70% of your set syllabus approximately, you are qualified to go to the next class. 33% is the pass percentage. I would generally be wanting our students to be, if not mastering at least 50% of the subject, at least understand 50% of it. We have set the bar anyway too low. And then to say we want to raise the bar is very difficult. At least we have to work towards raising genuinely the bar. And while corrections are happening, I see teachers who are withholding themselves from giving high marks, saying, I might be questioned, or I might become cynosure of all eyes, or somebody might say, why so many marks given to a child? But while it is a weak student, everybody is liberally distributing marks and trying to show a better pass percentage. Is it a political thing? I'm not sure. And despite whatever our present Chief Minister in Delhi might say, there is a big gap between the government schools and the public schools. Yet when we are looking at internal assessments, that's another sore point. Everybody is playing between 28 and 30, if it is a 30-mark internal assessment, whether English, psychology, accounts, whatever the subject is. Every school, every teacher tries to give maximum marks irrespective, just trying to save themselves from scrutiny of CBSE. Same is the government school. And that's only resulting in a hyped result, not showing us a clear view of the way our children are there. Consequently, we are sending into the world so many unskilled, unemployable children with a valid degree in their hands. There is no harm in increasing the failure rates for a while. There is no shame in, maybe introspecting and telling ourselves, yes, we need to bridge some gaps. We need some learning, you could say some learning exercises to be done. We can definitely say some children need more help and we need to revamp the system a little more. Bringing everybody on the same page is going to be a very, very gigantic task. What is the magic formula where we say this is a perfect question paper with enough multiple choice questions, hot questions, short answer? I don't think we have reached any magical answer as yet. No marking scheme can ever be perfect as well. But even before, I'm speaking with responsibility about English, even before we are able to think about hot questions, the help books have maybe answered every possible hot question under the sun. What is happening? The students are conveniently going over there, trying to mug up every permutation and combination. We also need to look at our selection of texts. The English textbooks, when I look at them, they are so pessimistic sometimes, so full of sad experiences, and sometimes you make excuse on saying, oh, children need to be exposed to sorrows in life and everything. I think we also need to expose them to a lot of optimism, joy of learning, and fun experiences. English can be taught in so many ways. It need not be focused on only looking at deprivation, poverty, or slum education. We need to bring joy through textbooks along with learning. And I think in literature, we have a lot of scope. Assessments and the way they're assessed is a whole new thing. Of course, there was a very beautiful initiative taken along with British Council where they tried to teach assessments, making of question papers, balanced question papers to teacher. For the entire exercise to be fruitful and to reach every nook and corner, it's going to take a while. So these are some very valid concerns and lots more. So probably in my next podcast, I might look at some issues more closely and maybe think of what I feel from my side can be done. I would like to leave this podcast with a request that we all institutes, all boards, because the only board which has enough teeth to make a dent in the system is still CBSE. So my earnest request to all concerned are to introspect, because the only thing the country cannot mess around with is our children's education, and we all are totally committed to it. Thank you.